Welcome to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. Jeff, DiVeronica and Steve Bradley with the Class AA Section 5 Girls Soccer Champions. And how sweet it sounds, the Webster Schroeder Warriors. Ladies, congratulations. We're taping this on Monday, and it feels like you just walked off the field. All the smiles are so wide. You look like you're really enjoying it. And let me ask you this. First, Kent Brown is with us, and I want you ladies to introduce us. Start with the farthest and then the closest to Coach Kent Brown. Let's run right through it.
I'm Maddie Peterson. I'm a junior and I play center back.
I'm Megan Fry. I'm a senior and I'm the goalkeeper.
I'm Ellie Ockrin. I'm a junior and I play left back.
I'm Alyssa Doody. I'm a junior and I play midfield.
I'm Herbst. I'm a junior and I play forward.
And Coach, tell us a little about yourself. Tell us about your journey, Coach.
I'm Coach Brown, and I've been coaching a long time, so I'm old. But this is my 29th year coaching. So
29th, and how many at Schroeder now?
At Schroeder, it would be 22.
It's 3 championships in 5 years, Steve Bradley. It's quite a run for the Warriors. And this was admittedly a program through most of my career with the Democrat Chronicles through the mid-90s to 2017. The team that didn't win the big game. I think, Kent, you won in 2000, and then a whole bunch of losses. I don't know how many. I don't want to get the number out there, but I remember I was getting tired of interviewing after big games when you lost. So I guess from a coaching perspective, and we all play for the memory and the moment that you're gonna remember forever. How sweet is it to have some of these memories for these girls that are really happy memories and not you'll remember the good ones except the last game, ladies. How sweet is it, Coach?
Well, I think it's pretty sweet for them based on one part. You had stated earlier the disappointments in the past, and probably 2013 at the game at Brighton you were at in the rain and the cold. That was a pretty tough loss for the team to swallow. And the nice part about that is it's come full circle. Our assistant coach, Megan Herbst, was the goal on developing this group of players into being really tight like that team was in 2013, and she's carried over a lot of lessons from that time period.
Steve, I'll let you jump in, but I'm going to tell you, that is the game I was going to say. That, to me, was the worst of the losses for many reasons. It was the most miserable weather conditions I think I've ever been in, and it was a heartbreak city for the Warriors. So really glad to see it. Steve Bradley, take it away.
Yeah, just want to start with Alyssa. What was school like today? I mean, Monday, Halloween, and you got the championship smile on your face with all your friends. What was school like today?
There was definitely a lot of congratulations from other people coming up to me. And it's just really exciting coming into school knowing that we've won a championship. And,
I tell you right now, the smiles, you can just tell, like, you can tell you did something amazing. The smiles look fantastic, and you're going to carry them through most of the week. You got a big Western regional game, Far West regional game, 7:30 against Clarence or Lancaster Friday night, Niagara Wheatfield. And I know you want to do more, but in a way, Maddie, let me ask you this. In a way, does it feel like the pressure's off? You can go just play loosey-goosey now, or is this because it's only about 48 hours old that you're a champion?
I feel like we never really feel that much pressure going into a game because we all have each other's backs and we all trust each other. Like, I trust Megan with all my life for, like, if we make a mistake out there, that she will save our butts. So I feel like there's not really that much pressure. We're just going to do what we always do.
Coach Brown, maybe give us a little bit about your goalie, Megan, if that trust that your defense has. And our friend Bob Chavez had a great stat about this team. 61 of your last 67 matches, you've given up 1 goal or fewer. So what makes the defense so good, Kent, and what makes Megan so good?
Well, defensively, we're really good because we defend hard in all thirds of the field. So we start our press up high, causes teams headaches right off the bat. And then if teams do break in and they get in behind us, Megan has a knack for making the big save. Against Hilton, she made a really big save early in the game that could have changed the game, first couple of minutes. And then late in the game, Hilton was pressing. There was a mad scramble in front. A simple toe poke may get that ball in, and Megan's able to swallow it and make it disappear. So She's a big energy component for our defense. She makes those big saves, and it lets the players on the field realize she's got them covered, and it lets us open up a little bit more and try to be a little bit more risk-taking on the attacking end.
Alyssa, how much of an advantage is that to your attack to know that what you have back there between the pipes?
I mean, we still like press as hard as we can up top to force the ball into the defense in the middle, hope for the interception. But knowing that Meg's back there is a big lifesaver because it takes part of the stress off.
Now she gets a lot of the glory. I think it's 15 shutouts for this group. We're going to talk about defense and how you play good defense. You're 14-2-3. Megan, I'm going to ask you the toughest question maybe you're going to hear all day. I went back and looked. This team started 1-1-1. You beat Mercy. You tied Spencerport. No shame there. Congrats to the Rangers. It's like the leaves changing. They win a Section 5 championship every year now, 7 in a row. Congrats to them. And then you lost, Megan, you lost to Rush Henrietta. Now, I'm not dogging on the Rel comments, but I clicked more. Rush ended up 3-13-1. How did you lose to a team that went 3-13-1, Megan Fry? What changed? Did anything click after that where you said, what's going on? What happened that match and what happened after that? Because after that, you all were pretty lights out.
I definitely think coming back from a 3-game week and Spencerport, that's always a really hard game for us because Spencerport is a very strong team. I think we realized that we need a little more than one day to recover from a game like that. And I think they caught us on our heels and it allowed us to learn from it. And after that, we were pretty strong the rest of the season with games that were back-to-back or one, we had a day or two in between.
Abby, you lead the team with 10 goals, 4 assists. Emma Rasco, 6 goals, 1 assist. Alyssa, 3 goals, 4 assists. Leah Marcel, 3 goals, 0 assists. But Abby, as a scorer, how much confidence does it give you and your teammates up front to know that you only have to get 1 or 2 to win a game? Does that allow you to play relaxed and loose and comfortable?
I think at first we try to get the goals right away, and especially after getting 1 or 2 goals, it makes us feel really good. But before we have any goals, it's kind of stressful. But as soon as we get a goal, it's very relaxing.
Ellie, we're going to get you in here, Ellie. Don't worry. I'm going to ask you a question. You've won 9 matches in a row, unbeaten in 9 straight, I should say. You've only allowed 4 goals, I think, all season, or in this run, I think 4 goals. So I beg your pardon. 7 shutouts in the last 9 matches. You're unbeaten. You've outscored teams 17-2. And Hilton was the last team that you lost to. So to see the Hilton upset of Penfield, were you happy to see Hilton show up on the other side, knowing that they had beaten you before? Did that give you some extra motivation going into the title match?
We were definitely surprised that Hilton had beat Penfield that game, and it was very surprising for us. But I think, again, we came off of a tie against Spencerport going into the Hilton game, and that kind of threw us again because, again, it was a tough game. And I think that this was kind of a redemption game for us, and we're we can beat them, and we just kept pushing, and we got the win.
Steve, let's take a quick break. And I want to break down that match because they played almost a flawless match. The early goal always changes the soccer match. Let's take a quick break, come back and talk more Webster Schroeder girls soccer right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.
Looking for a used truck? Can you find one out of 350? At BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com, you'll find one. Love SUVs? 800 are waiting for you to take one home at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com. Add 350 pre-owned sedans, and you've got a total of 1,500 used vehicles only at BobJohnsonAutoGroup.com.
Bob Johnson's got you right. Bob Johnson.
While we celebrate 140 years of serving our community, the kind of delicious joy that lasts a lifetime, we look forward to serving you for 140 more. With hardworking, wholehearted, passionate people who will help shape new memories for generations to come.
You don't choose to get hurt at work. But you can choose the workers' comp attorneys at Connors and Ferris to fight for your money and medical benefits you deserve.
With over 20 years of industry experience, we will give your case our undivided attention so that you and your family can focus on your recovery.
So call Connors and Ferris, the workers' comp attorneys dedicated to fighting for injured workers' rights.
Connors and Ferris, your workers' comp attorneys.
The best three things here at McQuaid are definitely the sports, the brotherhood, and the service to community. I think that's a really big, important thing that McQuaid stresses, which is part of creating a better and great man. You definitely feel a connection with your fellow students here. It's being all guy school. You're able to relate to each other on a personal level, and everyone's very welcoming here with open arms and willing to be your friend.
Local McDonald's operators care about our local schools, teams, and student athletes. That's why they support the return of high school athletics in the Rochester area and around the state. See you before or after the big game at McDonald's. Welcome back, Section 5. Game on!
Protecting your home's worth pays off when you trust the experienced team at American Custom. We've all seen our homes go up in value, making home improvements a wise choice. If you think your home is worth a lot now, just wait until our team is done with it. Call American today.
Welcome back to the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show. We are on with the Webster Schroeder girls soccer champions, and that must sound really good. You can see the smiles, and very excited for them moving forward. It is, in all honesty, it's my home district. I've been there for 8 years in the Webster Schroeder. I'm going to try to convince Coach Brown to stick around, and if I can convince my daughter to stop dancing and start playing soccer, maybe he'll be around in 5 or 6 more years. Probably not, though. We'll see. But Coach, take us through this group you have in front of us. Run through, right through. I want to get the strengths of these girls and why they're team leaders for you. Run right through the line here, if you could.
So I'll start with Maddie at the end. Maddie's been our best cover defender probably the last 2 to 3 years. Anything that breaks down, Maddie's typically got the space covered in between. She's got great recovery speed. So even when the teams do get in, she's able to take an angle and a lot of times push it away from the goal, which then in turn allows Megan to clean up a lot in the back. So Megan's been our sort of our lifesaver 3 out of the 4 last years, because whenever we break down and we need a big save, Megan's been able to make that big moment save that can really lift the team. And the reason I said 3 out of the last 4 years was there was a year in there where Megan was out for the season based on hip surgery. And Ellie Ockrin was our keeper that season, and she was fantastic in goal for us. But Ellie's strength is Ellie's probably become our best 1v1 defender. We man-marked Maggie Cregan against Brighton the other night. Maggie's been tearing up the league the last 2 or 3 years, scoring goals. Ellie basically denied her just about the whole entire game. If I remember correctly, I think Maggie probably had only 1 or 2 good looks at net. Her double chop in the corner, Ellie really took it away from her, and they weren't able to develop a lot of corner kicks. Alyssa brings us a lot of energy. So Alyssa plays out wide. She's been really good the last couple of weeks on getting into space and finding chance to score. She gives us a ton of speed. We're not the quickest team we've had in the past. So Alyssa able to attack on the flank has created pretty good goal scoring opportunities between her and Abby. And Alyssa also gives us the ability to move her back inside when we need to be a little bit quicker inside in the middle. And then Abby's been our go-to player on corner kicks. She causes enough commotion in and around the box that every corner kick we take, we are really, really dangerous on it. But the big part about Abby was it really showed up against Helton the other night, where she's able to play as a target, and she's able to combine with Alyssa and find a bunch of combination plays and get Alyssa free. And once she realized that she can turn inside, she'll turn inside, and she's got the ability to crack the ball with the right foot and the left foot. And that was how she scored the first goal against Helton the other night, was the quick turn inside and then the shot.
Oh, I want to go right back to Ellie. Coach just uncovered a nugget there. Ellie, how much did playing that season in goal help you see the field and it help you as a defender now, that experience, you know, something that was unexpected maybe turned into a benefit for you?
Yeah, so as a goalie, like I know exactly where I want my defenders to be. And now playing as an outside back, I know where I'm supposed to be and where Meg wants me to be most of the time. So it's really helpful to just have that background information and like knowing where to be.
Abby, let's go back to the Hilton match, 3-0 win, and in the 8th minute, you put your team ahead. How much, describe the goal for me, number one, and then how much does a goal that early, forget about how good you are defensively, but any match, how much does it change the game? But take us through, what did that goal look like?
So basically, before the game, we always talk about like how to break the defense down, and we go through like the slideshow and we watch some film before every game. And we basically like talked about splitting the defenders and just finding like the open passing lane. And that's exactly what Alyssa did. So we just kind of like did that combination, and then I turned and took a quick shot and it went in.
So
the scouting works.
Yep.
Yes.
We had Coach Brown break you all down. Let's start with Maddie on the left and go across and give us one thing on Coach Brown, whether it's a mannerism. A coach doesn't last 29 years without one thing. When, you know, when you're 25 years from now and you're coming back and you're having your reunion and you know you're all established and happy, what are you going to remember about Coach Brown, whether it's a phrase or something that you learned from him?
The biggest thing with Brown is that I trust him so much. Like I trust his input, and when he tells me something, like I try to fix it right away because I like really trust him, and he knows what he's doing because he's been here for so long. But not an old joke. I just really trust him, and he knows what he's doing.
I think Brown is a very hard worker. He literally never takes a day off. I mean, we literally got a text message the next day after winning. It was like back to work, and we had stuff to watch and break down other teams. So I just think having a coach that's that invested as much as you are is really nice.
I think the big thing with Brown is that he cares more about the connections and environment we make throughout our team rather than the wins and losses throughout the season. I think that is really important with having like making those connections and having those for life rather than the wins and losses.
The values that he gives us when we first walk in, like we're all told to read this book called The Hard Hat, and I think that really started the environment for our team because we all like understood all these different points of what a good teammate should be like, and it was a really good read, and it made Coach Brown very inspiring to all of us.
I think that Coach Brown like tries to get to know everyone personally, and he knows like about everyone's life and not just like based on soccer. And I saw him as a teacher, so it's like nice to just see him throughout the day and stuff. And yeah, it's fun to be around him.
So, kidding aside, I don't really know this even. Ken, do you have daughters? Are you the father? Are you a girl dad?
Yes, she graduated last year.
Okay, so I'm being serious here. How much did having a daughter help you become a better coach of girls? If you didn't have a daughter and you just had sons, do you think you'd be that good of a coach of girls? Maybe you would be, maybe not.
No, having a daughter definitely helps. And to be honest, you haven't coached Jim Mueller around for a while. He said 2 daughters, that helps. So as you're going to find out when they go through middle school, you're going to learn to have a ton of patience. But definitely, you know, Kendall was part of the soccer program for 4 years, and it definitely had an impact on how I interact with players and how you talk to them and how you try to relate to them. But things have really changed the last 20 years with the use of Instagram and social media, and there's so much that's out there. Player-coach relationships have had to change dramatically. And the way you coach probably 20 years ago, that's not as effective anymore.
Does that mean that you use technology to a degree? Like if a kid had a tough practice, usually, 25 years ago, a kid leaves at practice and you can't really kind of get into their psyche a little bit and help them get over that bad practice. Will you text a kid later on and say, hey, I know you struggled today. Don't worry about it. Tomorrow's a new day. Is that what you mean by the use of social media or technology, or no?
Well, It's both. So sometimes I'll text someone to check in and see if they're okay. I still prefer to try to find them and talk to them and find out what's going on, because that personal relationship is more important. I think the difference becomes when there's so much out there on social media that players can get easily distracted. And when we talk about our goal in the beginning of the season, we haven't talked about wins, losses, how many goals Abby's going to score, how many goals Megan's going to try to get the shutout. We simply focus on our environment, and that's all we talk about. We talk about it before the game. Where's our environment at? Because if our environment's in the right place with this group, it really can overwhelm the other teams, because we don't give an inch on the field, starting defensively. And then when we get the turnovers, we start getting our counterattacks, and then we become really hard to play against.
Maddie, at this point, we don't know who your opponent's going to be. But, you know, teams like to win for a lot of reasons. And you get to this point in the season, and one of the rewards you get for winning is another week together. So how much is that a motivating factor to have another week of practices and all the things that go around it, and the opportunity to go to the state Final Four?
I think that's what's really going to drive us to win and pull out this Friday, because we just love being around each other, and we don't want that to end. When we have off of practice on Saturday or Sunday, we're usually hanging out with each other or doing something, and that just helped our environment so much. So I feel like we're going to really dominate on Friday.
You know what's interesting is that this time of the year, you don't win matches 4-0, 4-1. It doesn't happen. You win matches 1-0, maybe 2-1 if you need to get to the score. Y'all have a good chance here. If you can play defense this time of the year, and I say this from experience, the teams that score all the goals, they don't win all the time this time of year. The teams that can defend can win. How much confidence is that? That's like your secret weapon, which is weird, because you'd think that the team that can score all the goals, you have a 25 goal scorer can win. Do y'all feel confident in that? Anybody can take that answer. How much confidence do you have in that? Your defense is like a secret weapon, not even a secret. They know it. They know they're not going to, they give up a goal, they're in trouble. How much does that help you? Do you feel confident, I guess? Megan, you're the goalie. Come on, step up.
Yeah, I feel very confident. I think we are very strong both defensively and offensively. Because we have Abby and Doody up top and in the midfield. So even when our defense is super strong and we win the ball, we know that we can count on our midfields and forwards to find each other up in the attacking third. So I would say I'm very confident in our defense and getting a goal out early.
Steve, that's like a hammer. That's like when they score a goal on a team, it's like a goal and a half. Like other teams, they must think, oh no. Now, how are we going to score 2 on this team? So I like your chances. I haven't seen another team in the state. I'm just saying, teams that can play defense go far.
And Kent, what would it mean for you personally to get back? It's been 22 years since you were last in the Final Four, and that whole experience of another week together, traveling out of town, and just an experience for the program.
Well, again, it goes back to the environment, and the goal never has been to get back to the Final Four. We've always taken a look at it at the program and said, okay, are we graduating players that go on and do well? And they do. Do the kids that come through the program have positive experiences and are they positive adults? And how did they look back on it? And I look at the assistant coaches, and we have 3 former players as assistant coaches between the JV and the varsity team. And they come back and try to hand down the lessons they've learned. So the way I look at it is, if we get back, it gives the kids another week to play. But if they don't get back, the goal was to create an environment that they can compete in. They completed that goal. Everything we're doing right now is the outcome of the environment they created. And as long as we continue to go, we'll keep playing and we'll keep fighting every game.
Now, I know he knows this because he's a good coach. How many championship games did you lose between when you won your first one in 2000 to when you won your second one in 2018?
3.
Only 3?
3 semifinals.
Well, it felt like a lot more even to me, Ken.
Well, we had the semis a whole lot of years in there, so it was 3.
Well, all I know is among the many reasons I'm thankful that I left the DNC and have a new job at Webster Schroeder as their communications director is that I got out of that, and Kent Brown, he's a big game winner now. He's a big match winner every time now. So, ladies, you got one of the best coaches I've ever covered in Section 5. So congrats on the championship. We wish you the best of luck moving on. And who knows, maybe we'll talk again in a couple of weeks with another big trophy in your hands. All right? Good luck, Schrader. For our producer, Joe Brott, and for Steve Bradley, my name is Jeff DiVeronica. Thanks for watching us right here on the Connors and Ferris High School Sports Show.